Hi Sven, you are a speaker on Code Euro conference. Your lecture were on about the Java, so maybe you can give us some brief about your lectures here.
One of my lectures, yeah. Um, I had two things. One was a talk about mutation testing, a very old concept, but finally used in the industry. And the other thing is quite brand new stuff, functional reactive on the core JVM or core Java stuff. So the design patterns and migrational parts, how you could use it or what could be a pitfall without any external library. So really only the JDK itself. So the people enjoyed and core Java.
Uh, Recently, a lot of people beginning in their adventure with Java. JVM became a machine, a program which can handle a lot of languages, which can bring them together. What is your advice for beginners in this Java world, which have a lot of possibilities, a lot of ways where you can go?
Well, it depends what your main target is. So if you want to understand the JVM as a runtime environment and you want to go to industrial markets, learn Java. So pure old Java, because you have a lot of legacy systems in core Java written, and the language itself, it's improving quite well. This is for industrial environments if you want to earn money with this. But if you want to explore new possibilities, for example, pure functional languages like Frege or Scala or whatever, then it depends what your target of learning will be. So if you're on research and learn different paradigms, take the language you expect is the best one for this paradigm. But if you want to prepare for industrial markets, learn Java. In the end, everything is bytecode on the JVM, and not only Java, check bytecode. That's it.
What about the Scala?
Scala. Well, Scala is something that's running on the JVM, but it will produce bytecode. So in the end, it's not bad to understand the JVM in a way that is planned to use. So with Java and then the corresponding bytecode. And then you have the best tooling for it. So if you decide to go to another language like Clojure, for example, you have to find the right IDE, the right tooling, the right profile, and all the stuff that's able to handle with this language. So learn the full stack with core Java, and then decide what would fit your needs, and if you have enough possibilities to do something with this. Only learning something to spend time you could do as a student, but if you have to earn money or your family or kids or whatever, time is rare, so you have really to decide what's the right amount and the right time to spend for what. And so, as I say since the beginning, core Java is not bad.
Okay. In JavaScript world, there is a guide from Douglas Crockford, who is also our speaker on Code Europe, named Good Parts. This guide have naming conventions, they have best practices, how to produce code in JavaScript, what are the problems, etc., etc. Is it anything similar in Java world, in JVM world, for people who work there?
Well, if you start with Java, not with any other language, so you have a quite old book called Effective Java, and this is mostly true until now. It's really old. And then it depends if you want to go to concurrency or if you want to go to distributed systems or persistence or whatever. So there are a lot of well-documented and good books or frameworks. But one thing that I really could recommend is read source code. So read other source code from other projects. So if you want to go to persistence layers, check the source code, how they have done things, what are the patterns, what was the good thing that survived over the years in versions, and what's the best thing, the practical thing. But if you want to start reading, start with Effective Java and then decide in what's the right direction to read. Otherwise, it's a huge community. And it depends on the Java level you want to have. If you want to have the new thing about Java 9, well, then it's difficult to find a good book until now. So you have to go to the mailing list, you have to go to the JCP. So this is something that's really interesting. So every individual could be part of the JCP process, the Java community process, and could be part of it to influence what will be the next Java version, more or less, or what's the next standard for JSON or something like that. And then you will find your corner, and then you identify who's the right person to ask and to have as a mentor.
Nice answer. In your opinion, how Java is adapting to the modern technologies like VR, machine learning, AI, big data, etc.?
Well, Java is a very general purpose language. So it means the JVM gives you possibilities to go on IoT devices, but give you the possibility to run in clusters with hundreds or thousands of nodes. So it's an all-purpose weapon in the first view. So I think one good thing is on the server side for Java, this for sure. Huge, big distributed systems, all this big data stuff, so this is quite cool. With the new JVMs, you have to check, for example, things like back to browser. It's a JVM written in JavaScript that's running in a browser. It's used for Duke script or so. Then you have specialized JVMs for high-frequency trading stuff or something like this. It's from Azure. You have very small JVMs for Android, for iOS. So they are coming soon. So there are a lot of possibilities with different restrictions. So if you're going to a Raspberry Pi, well, it's a little bit different to a huge server system. But in the end, you have a very stable core. And with Java 9, we have this new module system, so you can compose different collections of the core JDK. And this will lead to specialized JVMs, I expect. So I think the market is good. The industry is really interested in. The main things that are not so good in Java is real-time stuff. So they're working since years on this. But yeah, well, from small device up to servers, you have always a place where Java is already. I think difficult to say if it is only going to small systems or big systems. So even cars you find now, or planes you find Java and JavaFX for screens and entertainment systems. So yeah, well.
So how you see the future of Java and JVM? Where Java will be, I don't know, in 3 years?
3 years, oh my God, 3 years is nothing. So if you're talking about Java and check how much money the industry spend into Java-related coding stuff, so for example all the huge insurance systems and all this, and then have in mind we have until now we have Fortran and COBOL systems. They are running and people are earning money with this. So I expect that Java for the next 10 or 20 years is on the market. And the most universities spend a lot of time of educating people in this language. So I think on the industrial side, we'll have it quite a long time, even if it is only maintenance for existing systems, but this is a big market. Only this is a big market. So, but you never know if there's a revolution on compiler or whatever stuff, so that will break the rules in 5 years. But if no really huge thing is happening, I think the next 10, 15 years we will have enough to do with Java.
And you have idea what can it be in 10 to 20 years? What can change in Java? What those huge things could be?
Well, Java. It turned out that Java is quite slow with innovations, but fast enough so that the industry can adopt it. And this is for stable income. This is a good thing. So it's bad if you are changing everything every 2 years. Nothing is compatible. But until now, I can use mostly Java 1.3 bytecode and let it run on a JVM. So never touching it. So the investment in this platform from the industry is safe, I think. It will be. Yeah, there are changes from other languages. Let's see what's going on from Java 7 to 8. A lot of functional languages are around. They checked a few pieces that they can integrate in a very compatible way backwards, but in a feature-rich way if they are looking forward. And Java 8 was a good compromise between functional aspects, reactive aspects, but slow enough so that you can use it in legacy systems. I think this is a good thing. So I expect that this direction will be the same in 10 years because Oracle want to earn money, and Oracle is coming originally from databases, so this is a slow market since the 70s. So I think they learned their lesson, and well, let's see. But I have no idea what's coming in 5 years, so it's only what I expect right now.
From developer point of view, what are your favorite tools and some kind of things that you are using as a developer daily?
Well, daily I'm using an IDE, so I'm using the JetBrains stack, so IntelliJ. I really like it, but I think it's more or less, for me it's good because all the plugins are working together and it's very strong in refactoring. And so when I started using IntelliJ 2004, I think, it's quite a long time ago. So for me it's my environment I know and I'm used to it. So this is for me a good thing. Other people would say maybe NetBeans, because they want to use NetBeans platform for the product, and then NetBeans is a perfect IDE to work with this. So it really depends. But for me, it's the stack it's good, and I'm using the U-Track and TeamCity, so the full JetBrains stack because the integration for my industrial needs is very good. And I can recommend if you have open source projects, you're getting license for free. So you're getting enterprise license, and you can play with a full stack for open source projects. And this is a very nice combination. So you can play around with full stack on enterprise level, and then you can decide if you spend money for an industrial project. So yeah, this is what I like, and I can recommend search for your developer stack and focus on it and try to learn it in a good way. That means integration testing with Jenkins or TeamCity or whatever, what's integration of ticket systems, code versioning, code review stuff, and then try to learn one stack first and the business process, development process around. Then you have enough to do. And otherwise, the thing that I'm using daily is the core JDK. So that's the main library. Well,
at the end, last question, how do you like Code Europe? What surprised you the most in our conference?
Code Europe it's really a huge conference. I really like it. There are a lot of students and young people that have crazy or interesting ideas to combine things or asking questions that lead to some thinkings and ideas I have in mind now. So this I think it's quite cool. If you want to check other languages, then you have the possibility to jump into different tracks. So yeah, I think it's a good broad overview about a lot of things, and the audience is fresh and greedy to learn something. That's good.
All right, thank you very much for your talk.
You're welcome.